Morning, everybody. It's 19 June. So, actually, I did have a long day yesterday, almost 20 miles, 18, 19. Two more mountains there were. There was Guyot and Zeeland, not so big, and the trails were not so hard. I went to a hut. So the AMC, the Appalachian Mountain Club, runs a number of huts, which you can stay at, actually. Or they have food too. So yesterday afternoon I had some lasagna and lentil soup, which was very good, gave me energy, I think, and I just felt like kept going. So Gumby and Juice, they went to a shelter. I just decided to keep going, try getting to this other hut. They were full, but I got what they call stealth camping, which is camping off the side of the trail, which a number of people do here. I have a number of neighbors not too far from here. So anyway, I hiked into the evening and camped out. It was a long day because a lot of mountains, but and it was good distance, but it was good. This morning, so I heard there was a chance of rain overnight. It did rain a little overnight, but it poured just now. So I woke up. I was getting ready to go as I usually do. It's about 6 now, but I don't know. Half an hour ago, it started to rain, and I've been so I'm sort of decided to hunker down here. I could get out, but this may be a forced little rest for a little bit. Rest my feet and knees. I do feel them a little. But my goal today, this should let up, is I'll head down toward Crawford Notch, and then depending on the conditions, head up toward Mount Webster and Mount Lincoln. But we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of flexibility here. But this little tent's holding up well. You know, it doesn't have, it's a little heavier than most tents, because it's a freestanding tent, but it has a good fly. So the rain, you can hear a little bit of it now. It was really, I was going to do a video earlier, but it was just too loud. But it seems to be puddling off to the side. So hopefully I want to let it dry off a bit, if that's possible, before I get up and pack it in. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good morning. Good afternoon. It's still the 19th. Just wanted to give you an update. So yesterday evening really, I was at the top of Zeeland Mountain. That was one of the later mountains in the evening I was at. I came down to Zeeland Falls and stealth camped there. There are actually a lot of people there. Rained overnight and again this morning. Got off a little late. Then I came down into Crawford Notch. Now I'm on a cliff face. It's a beautiful view. I honestly don't want to get too close to the cliff, especially filming backwards. It could lead to an embarrassing moment. EBGBs, all that. But you can look down this way, see the highway down there, Crawford Notch goes way down. So Mount Webster is not one of the highest mountains, but when you go down into a notch like Crawford Notch and come up, it is very tall. So it's a good hike just now this afternoon. And in the background, you can see the tall mountains of Lafayette, the tallest one where I was yesterday. I didn't talk much about, of course, the president's Lincoln. We all know my dad always used to go to the Lincoln dinners around President's Day, and I went a couple of times. Very important president for a number of wonderful things for a number of reasons. Lafayette, I was asked by one of my fellow hikers, who is Lafayette? Well, he didn't regret asking me. Actually, he enjoyed my discussions, but I had a long discussion with him about Lafayette. But obviously, he was Marquis de Lafayette, a nobleman from France, volunteered to fight in the Revolutionary War with the United States. George Washington made him one of his generals. Essentially, big American hero. Obviously, New Hampshire felt enough of him to name the highest peak in Franconia Notch after him. And then, of course, I visited his cemetery in Paris. They buried him, not too many people do. He's buried at the Cimetière Picpus, which is where actually he's buried with most of the people there were from the French Revolution. All the people that were guillotined were put in the Cimetière Picpus, and the nuns there actually say prayers perpetually for all the people that died there. So that was tremendous. So obviously Webster was important for the first American English dictionary, thumb the nose of the British again, and then I'll be going to Andrew Jackson. hero of New Orleans. And that's, I think, up in this direction there. Okay, enough for now. I'll just leave you with this panorama, which is really tremendous. It's supposed to be some rain later today again, but then beautiful going into the rest of the presidentials. All right, talk to you soon. All right, let's get going up to the top of Mount Jackson. Well, the good news is it's not on the side of a cliff. All right, see you up there. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Hopefully this is my last peak for the day. This is Andrew Jackson. He was ornery. Actually, Webster was harder, though, with the winds whipping around those cliff sides. But beautiful, beautiful mountain. You can see the views. This is where it came from. There's the Franconia Notch way in the distance. And if you flip around there, you might be able to see in the right below that hill. I think that's the shelter I'm aiming for. I'm not certain, but I think it is. It's not too far. That's about 2 or 3 miles away. And then way off in the presidentials, there's Mount Washington. You can see all the antennas on top. Very impressive. Usually you don't get this good of a view. And then there's some more off into the distance there. More off into the distance. All right, everybody, I'm going to try to go down there and turn in and get a tent. We'll talk to you later. Have a good evening. Bye.